There is another thing that really drives all living beings. And this is the desire for love. The desire to love someone, something, and to be loved. Again, everybody is on the love quest. You know, the guys don't like to admit it, you know, the girls are all gushy about it and everything. Although the guys are getting all metrosexual and strange and letting the feminine side come out or whatever, I don't know. But fact is, everybody feels, I mean, you see it even in small children. It's kind of like really amazing. You watch little kids, little boys and girls start playing with each other. And they sort of like, you know, there's something going on there, you know. And it's actually a throwback to a previous experience that they bring into this particular life. But it doesn't take very long for people to start developing these desires to love. And it comes in a myriad of ways. You know, a parent loves the idea of a child, especially a little baby, this idea of, this perfect idea of, you know, this unconditional love. You see it with brothers and sisters, you see it with friends, and it becomes very pronounced when a person is looking for some partner in life, where they have this very strong desire to find this partner, this that I can share my life with, that I can actually completely love. Reality again, sorry, reality check time. Do you know anybody that's kind of like found that perfection? The first 6 months of a relationship are just like skyrockets going off, fireworks, and tiptoeing through the tulips. And if you get 6 months, you know, sometimes it's way less. It's not very long before, you know, the realities. You get the matches and the kerosene, you know, and the sparks begin flying, and people begin, you know, learning to negotiate. Some affection, which is usually boils down to some sexual intimacy, and then there's just a whole bunch of other sort of like getting by, and a bunch of trying to tolerate, and a whole bunch of not being able to tolerate, and letting the other person know about what's going on. It never is the ideal. And yet people seek the ideal, even though, I mean, look at the state of things now. It's become like, my gods. You know, when like 60% of marriages end in divorce, does anybody get married with the intent to divorce? Is anybody standing there at the aisle, you know, taking the vows or whatever, with the idea that this is going to end? This is going to turn into something so horrific. It's going to be such a crap out. It's going to go down in flames, and we're going to be hating each other. Nobody thinks that. Everybody goes there with the expectation of something that is actually very unrealistic. People like love stories. They like movies. They like songs about love, because there is this ideal that is portrayed, where you just capture a certain moment in people's lives where after this big struggle they're able to come together, and then boom, that's the end, you know? You don't see what happens after 6 months or a year or 2 years. And you don't see any of that at all. But this desire for love, even though we look at our parents, we look at ourselves, we look at our relatives, people that we know, and we can see in the vast majority of cases, it just does not go down very well. In a lot of cases, there is tolerance, and it's not so common that people live together very respectfully and peacefully. It's becoming less and less common, unfortunately. But even though we see so much failure, and sometimes people have gone through multiple relationships and multiple marriages, and they're still trying. They're still holding out the hope. I mean, I just read the other day, some guy, he's like 84 in some old age home, and he's marrying some woman that's like 78 or something, you know. You know, it's actually, it is both very sweet and very sad. It is very sweet, and that we aspire for this condition of love. And it is very sad that we almost never find it. And it is because it is the nature of the living being, the nature of the soul, the nature of the Atma, to exist in a state of eternal blissfulness and to experience this condition of actual spiritual or transcendental love. But while we are absorbed in the idea of being this body, and we live in this world as if this body is our reality, and then it becomes impossible to actually experience, to achieve what is our eternal birthright. The process of yoga is an amazing, transcendental, a spiritual process, a journey, a path that provides the opportunity for anyone and everyone to achieve this state of full spiritual self-realization and to experience real eternality, happiness, and spiritual love.